This is Tasmania, island of beauty, famed for its rich pastures, its prolific orchards, and its crystal clear rivers running through rugged mountains and forests. Tasmania's forests are extensive and are one of the state's biggest assets. Giant trees provide us with some of our most important needs. From the forest comes timber for our homes and beautiful woods to furnish them. Newsprint for the press. Paper for millions of letters. The uses of forest products in every human community are endless. Fire is the constant enemy of forests and pastures. In 150 years, Tasmania has lost about 5,000 million super feet of marketable timber by fire, enough to have built 50,000 homes. Grey skeletons of trees on the skyline remain in silent witness. In a single season, the fight against fire has cost more than 250,000 valuable man-hours. Every 1,000 acres of good pole forest destroyed robs us of young trees which with time could develop into 50,000 pounds worth of marketable logs. Fences through the long grass and scrub are lost in fires. Thick pasture, invaluable feed in hot, dry summers, is lost, and stock go hungry. Sometimes farm buildings, sawmills, and even homes are menaced by bushfires. Always fire is the enemy of the good earth. It consumes dead leaves and twigs which clothe the earth and make humus. Fire reduces humus, impoverishes the soil, and reduces stream flow. The tragedy is that most bushfires need never have occurred. Carelessness is often to blame. The thoughtlessly abandoned campfire and the recklessly thrown match. Another serious threat is the clearing fire lit without thought of control. This fire may have been safe a few weeks earlier, before dry winds and the hot summer sun parched the countryside. The fire danger is plain before our eyes, if we will but see the signs. As summer advances, the grass, the undergrowth, the dead litter on the ground dry out. Daily, the build-up of fire danger is measured by the Forestry Department using pine sticks, which take up and lose moisture about the rate of natural fuel in the forest and farm. They tell the story of dryness, of the conditions that make for fire, rarely is there any excuse for letting your fire get away. Fires are always the responsibility of those who light them. In dry weather, they cannot be lit without precautions. A raging fire respects no boundaries. Many municipalities in Tasmania have established volunteer organizations to deal with fires. Cygnet is a typical example. It's divided into 21 districts with a local fire warden in charge of each. The council clerk is the chief fire warden. From the council officers, he coordinates all firefighting activities and supplies. The local fire warden controls the lighting of clearing fires in summer. When a farmer wishes to burn off, he must notify his neighbors and arrange for sufficient help to keep the fire within bounds, and then inform the local fire warden of his intentions. The fire warden is then in a position to ask for certain precautions to be taken if necessary, and can make fire tools available to keep the fire under control. Such organizations enable farmers to burn, but ensure that fire is used with safety to themselves and their neighbors. Occasionally, fires get away or are lit illegally. Then the fire protection organization swings into action. The warden picks up his volunteers and goes to the fire. For quick attention must be given to every outbreak while it's still small. If the fire is serious, the warden on the job notifies the chief warden at the council office. He arranges for council employees and volunteers from nearby districts to go fully equipped to help the men already fighting. This is community effort at its best, the kind of teamwork which keeps fire what it should be, a servant. These men with a stake in the land are determined to master fire and keep Tasmania green, and in doing so, keep intact the assets of farm and forest. The Forestry Department employs a somewhat different fire spotting technique. It controls vast mountain forest areas where population is sparse. From strategically placed lookout towers, a scientific method of fire spotting is employed. When the tower man sights the first wisp of smoke, the signal of fire, he takes a bearing on it to determine its exact location and radios the information to the closest forestry gang. Only simple tools are needed to put small fires out. Meanwhile, back at the lookout, the towerman reports the outbreak to the district officer, who pinpoints the fire and assesses its danger. When fires are too big for one crew to handle, or when they offer an immediate threat to large areas of good forest, he arranges for men from other centres to be rushed in to help those already fighting. When required, power pumps are brought into action, but first reliance is on hand tools. Tasmania's beautiful landscape can only be kept green by organized and prompt action. Nature gave the forests to man. It is up to man to value and conserve these gifts. Only by care in the use of fire, and by the growth of unselfish community effort, and by watchfulness and quick action, can we preserve the richness of our soil, keep industry working at full pitch, and ensure that those who follow us are to have a full supply of timber to meet their needs. Every smoke signal means fire and needs immediate action.